Episode 19. We don't have a guest, so I decided we should drink to make up for that. Cheers. Cheers.
So, Sam, what are we drinking?
Proper number 12. Shout out to Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
For those that don't know, Conor McGregor is the best shit talker. Conor McGregor is the best shit talker of all time. And because of that, and celebrity influence is a real thing, we are buying his whiskey and making him more money.
So, question to you, thoughts on the whiskey?
So, to clarify, this is like the third different whiskey I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
I like it. It goes down smooth. Normally, I have to like do one of those.
Yeah.
But I don't have to as much.
What other situations do you make that face?
If I eat Sour Patch Kids, Warheads, or
Yo, are you weird about candy or do you love all candies?
Oh, I definitely don't discriminate when it comes to
I'm so
sweets.
weird about candies.
Really?
Kit Kats and Skittles. And maybe Starburst.
You don't like those? Or
No, that's all I eat.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever had a Take 5?
No, I'm not interested.
All right, look. Let me.
I think
people don't know about Take 5s. Let me blow your mind real quick. So you got
it's the nougat, right? And like the fucking
No. Look. So it's a pretzel, right?
Yeah.
Like a little pretzel, a little snack pretzel, not like an Andy Ann's pretzel. So like a little snack pretzel, covered in caramel, and then wrapped in like Reese's type shit, or like peanut butter or whatever, and then covered in chocolate. It'll blow your mind, bro.
I don't know. I haven't tried Take 5.
People don't know about Take 5s for some reason.
I don't think I've ever tried Take 5s.
I don't know why it's not like a super popular thing, but man, changed my life.
I don't know. Kit Kats and
that's it. What about sweets like ice cream and stuff? Are you picking?
Vanilla?
Really?
Yeah. I'll eat.
That's so whack.
I know. I'm so boring, bro. I'll eat other flavors, right? Like if I have to.
What about like cake or something?
Again,
you picky with cake?
A little bit, like vanilla cake. That's it.
Damn. You ever had angel food cake?
I love
angel food cake.
Angel food cake is I can eat it. It's edible. So like I like vanilla cake and red velvet. And I could down some chocolate. And I could down some chocolate cake. Nah, cheesecake. Yo, so Chef Sean, who used to work at Irie with me, he stopped by. He did a catering gig. He made cheesecake with like a sponge cake backing instead of like the crust. Changed my life.
Like a chewy cheesecake?
It wasn't really chewy. Imagine like the cheesecake filling on top of like vanilla cake, like a sponge cake, like your regular. Like, Yo.
Yeah.
And he made his like little guava sauce on top.
Oh man.
Now I haven't been the biggest cheesecake fan. Yeah. Like there's too much going on for me.
Yeah.
Right? And I think it's because I like sweet, but I don't like overly sweet stuff.
No, cheesecake is super sweet.
So like for me it's like, and I have a weird thing about blending sugar with like fruit.
Okay.
In a weird way.
Can't relate.
So like I like it, but it can't be overpowering.
Okay.
Again, like my favorite pie in the world is like apple pie. I can settle for peach cobbler. Don't want any other pies for real.
Shit. You ever had strawberry rhubarb?
I have had strawberry rhubarb pie.
Thoughts?
It's good.
Fucking
give me the apple pie instead.
Fair.
Also, don't like crust on my pie. I'd rather have the
like just the filling.
No, I want the crumble.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Snack, crackle, and pop. It makes it worth it.
Yeah.
I don't want
All right. But you're a little picky.
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
what about like milkshakes? You pick it with milkshakes?
Vanilla.
What the fuck? That's so whack.
I don't know, but I be trying to get people to actually try a vanilla milkshake, and it actually be hidden.
I'm not saying it's bad, but like, you gotta broaden your horizons.
I think basically every ice cream is based off, like I'm the OG, so like I feel like because, right, like all you others are just like variations of like the main, I'm trying to make something deeper than that. Right. I'm just picky about it. There's something about vanilla ice cream that I like.
Fair.
Like, and it's weird because I really do pick it over other flavors all the time.
I wonder if would you say that like across the board, if you go to a restaurant and you see a dish you like, you'll order that before you try something new?
Oh, no. I think when I order food now, real food,
yeah,
I'm more adventurous. Like, I actually hate people who go to a restaurant and get chicken fingers or like some basic, like, bro, well, you just got finesse for $20. I want to I'm like looking for like the most interesting thing, like what's good, like.
I get stuck in that. I'm good when I go to like a new restaurant.
Yeah.
But if I go to a spot and I know like I had something and it was amazing, I'm probably gonna get it again.
I think most people do that. Like they pick their thing.
But like, if I go to a new restaurant, I'll try I'll ask them what their best stuff is.
Like Butcher's Union, like I only get the steak there.
Really?
Yeah.
What did I get on your birthday? I think it was like mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I got it. And it was like this big.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember I got finessed.
Yeah, bro.
It was good though. I just, come on, we in America. Like,
come on, bro. Give me some mac and cheese for real.
We get a bigger portion.
Yeah, bro. I just always tell people, like, yo, get a drink from there and just get like the steak.
Isn't that a whiskey bar?
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Bourbon?
They had Proper 12.
They did?
Yeah, it's the vibe. I like Proper 12.
Like it too.
What do we got to talk about? I like when we don't have guests, low key.
Yeah, I think we're better without guests. Sorry, guests.
Guests are good though because we kind of tailor the conversation to whatever the guest is doing.
Yeah.
Like last week, shout out to everyone that watched. We had local hot guys, so we talked a lot about fashion.
Local hot and local legends, man.
Young entrepreneurs and all that stuff. So it kind of like changes our conversation.
Yo, I'm actually fans of them. I became fans after that day.
I could tell during the episode.
Yeah, I was like, yo, you guys are dope. I support.
Yeah, we got like, thank you to everyone who watched. We got, at this point, when we're recording this, we had like 250 plays on that episode.
Yeah. Well, let's even take time to like give hand claps and thank you to all the support on the podcast.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody. If you're watching, listening, whatever you do, and you like what we do, we got a little review thing. If you scroll down wherever you're listening, throw us a little 5-star, preferably 5. If you feel like we're 4,
I got 5 on it.
Throw us a little 5. Tell us who your favorite host is, and we'll talk about it next week. That type of shit.
Yeah.
You don't really watch movies, do you?
No.
Okay. So you haven't seen Joker yet? Do you plan on seeing Joker?
I don't have time to go to the movies.
Okay. If you get time,
I want to see the Joker.
If you get time, go ahead and see it.
Is it good? I've seen some things on Twitter.
Yeah. So so here's like the thing, the big caveat. If you aren't a fan of like artistic type of movies, then you're probably not going to enjoy it, right? Like it's not a blockbuster. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not like a big conflict and there's this big resolve at the end.
Yeah.
It's the story of how somebody becomes Joker. So like how he becomes a bad dude. Yeah. Right. So there's no like happy ending. You know what I mean? But I will say that the guy playing Joker, Joaquin, I think that's how you say his name, Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. He did an amazing job. If he doesn't at least get nominated for an Oscar, I'll be mind blown. Like, literally one of the best acting performances I've ever seen.
So I've seen a little snippet or trailer on Twitter. Mm-hmm. It looked worth the watch.
Yeah. So one thing, I won't spoil anything for anybody, but from the start of the movie, one thing I liked that they didn't like make him a good guy at the beginning. Like it wasn't about, the movie's not about how this good guy became evil. Yeah. It starts off, and from the first minute, you can tell like he's struggling with mental disorders. Yeah. And like there's clearly something wrong with him. Yeah. So I enjoyed that for me. Yeah. Because I wouldn't have believed it if you try to convince me in 2 hours this dude turned into like this bad guy, this killer. You know what I mean? So I like that they started him out with mental disorders, and it was like this big thing already. And then it's like slowly how he got to his breaking point is basically what it is. And dude, it's amazing. It's honestly amazing. So whatever hype you've heard, it's real. Okay. There's a lot of people mad because people like to say that they're like glorifying mental disorders, and we don't really talk about politics on the show. But the one thing I will say for those people who are saying that is like, how are the common people gonna understand how these mental disorders appear if we don't portray them? Yeah. You know? Because it's not like someone with a real schizophrenic disorder is going to be some 5-star actor and we're going to see them all over Hollywood. Yeah. You know? So the only real way we're going to be able to visually see that without watching some sort of documentary is having portrayals. So that's my like rebuttal to people who are upset about it.
Yo, this fake woke movement that's going on,
that's whack.
I don't support it.
That's whack.
That's not deep I'll get.
To be fair, I think it's actually going away, which is mind-blowing to me. I think enough people are like especially celebrities are getting upset about it.
Well, what's happening is that like
this idea of you can't do anything wrong.
Well, what's happening is it's not holding any more weight, bro. Like if everything's an issue,
too many people are getting in trouble.
Everything's an issue, then nothing will be an issue. And what freaks me out is there's actually a situation that needs to be handled. Yeah, people are gonna be like, oh, it's one of those woke people talking again, and it's like, no, this is actually different this time. Mm-hmm. It's like the boy who cries wolf. Like everyone's crying wolf because. Like, respect to mental health, and we got to work on it, but a movie highlighting it.
That's how you get to understand.
In an artistic, for the Joker.
Yeah.
Like the whole premise of the Joker is that. Yeah. To not tell that story.
First of all, it's a comic book. It's a comic book.
Right? Right?
We're not talking about, like, some, like, person who struggled with a mental disorder and won a Nobel Peace Prize.
Exactly.
Like this is a fictional character
that is literally based off this.
Yeah.
Like it's literally the story.
Yeah.
It's legitly the movie.
Yeah.
To make an issue about it. For what reason? Right? Like this like cancel culture, this like like it's just like fake power grab, and I'm not for it. And I'll fight every single time.
Yeah. I think Aziz Ansari has a joke about this. Have you seen his new special? I think it came out like 3 months ago.
Oh, when he's just sitting and talking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So he has like a part where he talks about he feels like white people have this need to fill a meter where like, oh, what things did I do for political correctness today? And that's where he attributes like all this nonsense that like no one actually believes this shit. But he's saying that like that there's this meter that people have to fill in order to feel satisfied with their life.
But there's like this
which
weird.
Is funny.
Here getting into politics now. I don't know.
Here's
just. Yeah, should we stop?
I don't know. You could say what you're about to say.
It's like this weird like conspiracy that like 2 white women started Black Lives Matter, and it's kind of like I'm saying like yo, it's like obviously they matter. I'm not saying they don't. Yeah. I am black, but it's just ironic to me. That like
if the idea that it wasn't made by black people
didn't come from black people, but we like
and
like I think about the business side of it, man. They were selling signs and T-shirts, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like people made money off this, and then like it kind of like disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember like I forgot. It was like a situation I really forgot, but I remember tweeting. I was like, "Where's Black Lives Matter?" And like no one said anything. It was like a moment for them to actually show up because they kind of were here for like 24 months. They kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Like do they still matter?
Yeah, I think.
So that's when go back to like this fake. Like we had to fight for things.
That's a good. I've thought about that too. I think what happened to the Black Lives Matter movement is it was the first. Like it was to me, Black Lives Matter was like the first
generation of the iPhone.
It was like the first movement of political correctness. Does that make sense?
For this new age.
Yeah. So like it was the switch.
Yeah.
But what happens to the switch is that it gets forgot. Or gets buried, I guess is the better way to say it.
Because always levels.
Like we've had so many different things come out now.
Yeah.
So like people forget, And
I have one question.
A lot of people think that Colin Kaepernick is in the NFL because he's not good enough. Like there's a lot of people that just don't understand why he's not in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
And that's because not only did that happen, that was probably like 4 years ago now, but so it's gonna.
You also got to check
naturally gets buried because of time. But like so many things have happened since then that kind of just gets forget about. And like it's human nature.
He also got the check
from
NFL. They settled. He got money.
Did he get money from that?
Yeah, like
interesting.
I mean, did he get money for the whole thing? Nike didn't use Kaepernick. He was on staff. Like he was on like on the roster for like 6 years. They never used him for anything, and they used him for that.
I'm pretty sure he's still sponsored by Nike.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like I saw something. He got a settlement from the NFL for like not letting him play. But then he like kind of shut up about it. So he probably got hush money. But anyway, like
we should probably move on from politics.
Yeah,
it's funny we bring out the whiskey and the politics start happening.
Coming out. Like,
what happens if we bring out cigars, yo?
Yo, I think getting out something. I think
I'm tired of people. Never mind. I'm not gonna get to it.
Anyway, like yo.
Whatever. So anyway, moral of the story
to cover it up and like moral story.
Great movie.
Great movie. But one more thing about the wokeness is like do like these issues that are in the world, right? My question is, do people actually care for more than 15 minutes? No. There's not for us to answer, right?
Yeah, it's a fair question.
But it's just like, wait, like in the 15 minutes you're going to spend, or 15 minutes to an hour and a half you're going to spend on this situation that you're so pissed about that you need to get out, and then you have to live your life after that hour.
Yeah.
Like, do you actually care?
Yeah.
That's one of the questions. If you actually care about it, I'm down to listen to you and have a conversation, like work on it. If you care for 15 minutes because you saw something or you thought something, or I felt this, it's kind of like, bro, you're kind of like, we're here and you're you're reaching.
I think that's the beauty of podcasts, bro. Like, besides that, most of the time they're funny, is you'll have people that go on like Joe Rogan's podcast, for example, like actually like political scientists or people who are deep into politics, and they'll have like these long form discussions, that's where like real change happens. Is in discussion. Like no one, at least me personally, I mean, people could differ from this, but like I don't see a tweet about some discrimination or some racism that happens, and it doesn't change me because it's a tweet. But what does change me is if I hear like a 3-hour conversation where a person talks about racism they've experienced.
Yeah.
Something, you know what I mean? Something like that. Because that actually like puts me in their situation.
Okay.
It's like I can't understand what you're saying through 150 characters.
Exactly. It's hard to get your point across.
Yeah.
And I think in that point,
like 5 years from now, when these like movement leaders transition to like YouTube or podcasting, then we're gonna have like real societal change. I think, but at the moment where we're stuck on Instagram and Twitter, we're not really getting anywhere.
And I think people get more creative about telling stories. Like, do you see the Sandy Hook commercial?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Or not commercial, PSA.
Jesus, commercial.
Sorry, but like it looked like a Target commercial. Mm-hmm. Like they're talking about their new backpacks, their new folders, and then they got really dark really quick. Yeah. So I feel like if you go back in history in the beginning of time, beginning of man, if you want to get a point across, the best way is through story. Mm-hmm. Right? And there's multiple ways to tell a story. You can use metaphors, you can actually make up something. Disney did a really good job about telling stories. Like, you want to get a message across, you have to tell stories. So like, I'm down for the story side of it all day long. Because I think it's right for opinion, right to tell that story. I think that's creative. I think that's human genius. Mm-hmm. At the same time, even though everything's really real, at the same time, it's really made up. So like, I'm also very careful about things I actually get mad about when they're all like made up. Like, it's not real. Yeah. Like, there's only one race, the human race. Mm-hmm. If an alien invasion happens tomorrow, it's us versus them. Yeah. It's not, okay, the blacks are going to fight the aliens. Like, that's not,
aliens don't like black people.
like that's not a conversation we're going to have. Yeah, and then, like, race in itself is made up. Culture is real. Mm-hmm. Like, where you're from and the identity, but culture is not a color. Yeah. Yeah. Race is made up. Culture is made up. Everything we do, everything we live, money is made up. Like, I was just explaining to someone, the reason we buy things is to have value for money. Money is literally a piece of paper. It does not mean anything. But when you can take your $10 and buy something with it, in a weird way, it means something. Even though that thing is, who made it up? This is $100. Yeah. Like, why is it $100? That's, yeah. What is $100? So, like, I always get, like, and I never really get too much into it. I know people get mad at me. But I was like, bro, like, really can't get, like, mad at things that are made up. And, like, as soon as you stop playing the game and stop subscribing to things, it cannot affect you anymore. Mm-hmm. Seriously. Yeah. It really can't.
Yeah. I think one thing, too.
And take that comment with a grain of salt, by the way. Obviously, I'm not trying to get into too deep things. It's like more of a blanket statement. Grain of salt.
No, I mean, like, what you're saying is true. But we can't ignore the fact that, like, racism still exists, right? Yeah. Racism, but that's not, like, that's a sub point. Like, what you're saying is true. Like, race is kind of a concept. It's not really, like, a thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like more of an idea.
And there's a
like
thing.
Your heritage is a thing. Yeah. Or your country of origin is a thing. Yeah. But, like, it's not like black people come from blackdom. You know, there's no country of black. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's Africa. A skin color. Yeah. Like, yeah, there's no difference between me and you, except for color. Your ancestors were in the sun a lot more than mine. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's literally the only difference.
And we make up things that make us more divided. Yeah. And like James Baldwin said this. He's a famous poet and author. Like, the only way we can move forward is when we understand that we're not different. We're the same. And it's just like, there's a lot of baggage that comes up with a whole bunch of stuff, which I understand, which is valid. And I don't like negate that. But at the same time, it's like, is the goal to move forward or is the goal to stay right here? Yeah. Because if the goal is to stay right here, well, then let's keep race. Let's start a war and let's see who wins. If the goal is to move forward, well, let's have the conversation. Like, all right, cool. Let's move forward because at the end of the day, like, you and I are the same. Like, it's not like
literally.
Like, white hearts can't, like, there's no rule that white hearts can't go in black people's hearts. Like, if I need a heart, it's not like, oh, we only got white guy hearts in today. Mm-hmm. That's not not a thing,
it's
bro.
Like a good example of that is like if you put a white person in an area, or actually I'll flip it. If you put a black person in a like, what am I trying to say?
I know what you're trying to say. Culture defines us, not color.
Pretty much is what I'm getting at. I'm trying to come up with like an example of if you put a black person in a that's the word I was looking for. Stereotypically white neighborhood, right? So we'll put it in Grand Rapids. If you put a black person in Forest Hills, they're gonna talk like the people around them, right? And act and they're not gonna be ghetto because they're black. That's not how it works. Yeah, you're not born ghetto. You're born how your environment makes you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
And ghetto again is something that's made up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not like
so is like
so many people are like,
so is like what, like
well, they talk with slang because they're black. It's like, no, they talk with slang because they were brought up around people who talk with slang.
And you have your own slang.
Yeah.
That you act like you don't have.
Yeah.
You're a proper dude. It's also slang. I can
talk about this shit forever. Yo.
So for me, it's like, wait a minute, like, why are we fighting over things that like are made up?
Exactly, and that doesn't matter.
Like literally, someone like it's like no, a lot of these things I believe deep down was like a rumor. Like someone created a rumor that someone said this said, and now is the issue when it really was like no one said anything. And now it's so far gone. Like, we got to slow down for a second. Yeah. And really like adjust.
And I think
also accept the fucked up things that happened because how far we got.
That's what I was gonna say.
Right, like Holocaust is real. It really happened. Slavery was really real. So at the same time, I see like the issue when people deny it, but at the same time, like, all right, we have to move forward though. Like you didn't do anything, your dad didn't do anything, like to me ever. Yeah. Never, other than like give me a hug and walk me into your house. Yeah. So for me to have issues with you and ask you to fix things that you had nothing to do with is the same thing about me.
Or to apologize. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like you accept it, you recognize it, right? And you agree like, yo, it's fucked up. That's all you can do. Yeah. You can't. If we had time machines, we're not gonna fix it. We can't. Right? And so like James Baldwin said it again, like it's like an elephant in the room, right? Until we talk about the elephant in the room, no one can move forward. I think a lot of, and I'm so happy with like, in the weird way where everything is, because I think for our generation and the young generation, we're not gonna fall for the quote unquote like things that like are not real, and we're gonna accept differences, we're gonna accept different points of view, and we're gonna accept being right like together.
You think so? You really think so?
Yeah. So let me break this down for you. There's like logic based reasoning and belief based reasoning, and I think if you can logically understand that if somebody believes something, there's nothing you can do to change it. Matter of fact, it's also a losing battle. And if you believe something, you don't really want to hear the logic behind it. You just believe it to be true. Yeah. I believe vanilla ice cream is the best ice cream in the world. That's what I believe. Logically, chocolate blueberry twist is probably more what I want. Right? Yeah. But I believe vanilla is right for me, right? And I subscribe to it, and like to fight over things.
And that won't change until you decide.
Until I decide, right? Or but like why?
No matter what I say,
no matter what you say,
you might try it.
But the main thing is like, why do we need to convince me to change?
Right.
Let me believe what I believe.
Yeah.
It's your life. You have the right. You have the right to believe what you believe. As long as you're not hurting anybody or no one subscribes to let someone like right. It's like then it's like well, and even that, but as long as you're not. Doesn't mean I'm coming here to self-edit, right? I'm not here to like, come in like, oh, you're doing wrong, let me control you. It's like, you can't affect anything to do with me because I don't subscribe to your rules. You don't subscribe that everyone should have vanilla ice cream. I believe everyone should, right? You don't subscribe to that, it cannot affect you. As soon as you don't subscribe to it, but you subscribe to it about, oh, why do you, and then like, what?
Yeah, if I make it a big deal.
Like now is an issue that wasn't an issue before. I just like vanilla ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which also is made up.
One thing too that I believe is a problem nowadays is like we're so afraid to have discussions because there's so much put on this idea that you have to know everything. Yeah. Like I've seen it 100 times. Like people will get in healthy quotes discussions, I'll say, and then someone knows the fact that the other person doesn't. Yeah. And they're called ignorant and this. And it's like, by definition, yeah, they're ignorant. Yeah. But like it doesn't make them wrong. Like you can't expect someone to know everything about everything, right? So if me and you are going to sit down and have a healthy discussion, that means I'm bringing stuff to the table that you probably don't know. Exactly. And vice versa, especially when it comes to race. Yeah. Because as a white man, I'm not going to come to the table and try to tell you what it's like to be a black person. You know what I'm saying?
And vice versa, though.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's tough to have these type of discussions when most of these are happening on Twitter where it's like, how dare you talk to me like that? Like, you don't know what I've been through type of thing.
Yeah, again.
But it's like that happens on both ways.
Again, logic versus belief. Yeah. And they do intertwine. Yeah. Right? It's not like there are two sides of the same coin. And like as a black man, I've dealt with a lot of BS in my life up to this point. I don't live my life blaming everyone else for it and letting it stop my progress. And I truly believe it's because when I was raised by my parents, they gave me an identity outside of what the current identity with America was. I was raised like, yo, we're Jamaican. This is our heritage. We got Bob Marley. We got fruit. We got land. Like, we come from a beautiful country out of many one people. That's where I come from. That's my mindset and everything. Mm-hmm. I don't subscribe to that because I believe in this. And logically, through my heritage and my culture, this is who I am. I think people who lack identity on both sides try to build themselves on fake things. And like, I'm okay for fighting that. I'm okay to shatter that. But after that point, it's out of my hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I just like, even like with, a lot of things, like, I also don't get the weird move of like, wanting to be around people who don't like you. You know what I'm saying?
People do that?
Yeah, like, I think people really do that.
In order to like, what? Like feel...
Like, I'm gonna use a metaphor in the sense of like, or things you might not even also really like. Like, I think a lot of things that people fight for or have issues with, it's with people that don't care about them. That's why they said that remark. Or they did that action. But in some weird way, you want to
okay. Like you're saying them? Like a white person fighting for black rights because they don't feel accepted by black people? Is that what you're saying?
That's funny. It's this weird twist that we can go down the road.
But there's a lot of people that do that.
There's a lot of people that do that, but also reverse it, right? In the same sense of like the old white guy does not want black guys work at his company. Why are you fighting? Why are you trying to work at his company? Because like they'll like fight for it and then work there. Like, I don't want to be around people that don't want me there. That's legitly crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about like the big picture. Like, because that's the recourse. Racist white company doesn't hire minorities or women. Right? It's all white men that work there. Right? People fight for it and then they go work for the company. Like, to me, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, and like further help them is what you're saying.
Further help their mission.
Yeah. So what you should do is join a competitor and work 150% harder and make that competitor eat the, yeah.
You know what
I get what you're saying.
Like, it's legitly crazy. Like, even like,
but so
fuck, we're in a conversation. We're whiskey in. like, like we're gonna. Oh fuck. I don't give a fuck.
All right. So look, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
That you shouldn't fight for, like you said, to work there at that company. But at the same time, I definitely think that you should bring awareness to the problem. Right. Like, in my opinion, biting your tongue is never the right thing to do. Well, take that with a grain of salt. More than likely isn't the right thing to do. So I agree. I think we're both on the same page. Like, go work for the competitor. That's the right thing to do. Don't fight to work for the racist guy.
Yeah.
But make sure you make it known that this person is a racist and that other people should join the competitor. You get what I'm saying? I
don't disagree with that.
Yeah. I agree with you that you shouldn't fight to work for that person. Yeah. Because that's helping them.
That's what people end up doing.
Yeah, that's helping them. I don't think people realize that.
They don't realize it.
Yeah.
Like,
if you're smart enough to notice that sort of trend anyway, then you shouldn't work for them. You should work for someone else.
Exactly. Yo, that's all they're racist. They don't like people like me. Okay, cool. Let me go over here. But no, we decided to like stand on these like soapboxes and fight. And then also like you think about how the world is moving is like you're fighting a battle that doesn't really matter. Like this old racist dude or this old racist woman or on both sides could be like are black, right? They're not gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
Like, and if we bet on where the world is going, it won't be able to survive if it keeps doing it like this. So why even waste your energy?
Yeah.
Right? Especially when we go back to logic and belief. Like, if this company believes they're doing the right thing, there's nothing you can do about it. And this goes me back to segregation time. And people like hate when I talk about this, but like, and take this with a grain of salt. But like, when that desegregation like destroyed black business and destroyed the black economy and destroyed.
Is it desegregation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it just dismantled it. Not saying I'm for segregation. I love everybody. I think we should be together. But during the 50s, 60s, and 70s, when we had our chance and some of the craziest economic growth in America, right? We decided to assimilate instead of build something, and now we're paying for it in 2019. It's like think about the fact that like
I get what you're saying because at that time, black people only work for black people. I get what you're saying, and vice versa.
And like vice versa, and like. The only thing the white dude did is like stay loyal to his race, quote unquote, and built something for the head. Versus where we want to go leave ours to assimilate, right? And then now the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th generation is mad about that
and doing the reverse,
and right?
Only supporting black businesses.
But it's
like if you would have done that to begin with,
Now it's too late. Now Now everyone needs to support my business.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Not just black people. Everybody has this. 2019. It's too late.
Yeah.
Like, so then, like, think about how crazy it is, like, in times like these. I know a lot of people, like, get mad at me or disagree, but there's a lot of people that agree. Like, you're going to eat at a restaurant that literally is spitting in your food to prove a point. What point are you proving? When the black guy has a burger shop right here that you don't want to go to. It's not better burgers. Again, it's like you're not being clear with your...
Yeah. I think that goes back to, like, what we were saying is that, like, make it known that place isn't friendly to your race.
Exactly.
Make that known.
Bro, they made it known to us.
Go to... Yeah, that's true. They were advertising that shit, basically.
They made, like, no colors allowed.
Yeah, there were signs, yo.
And people got mad.
Isn't that wild?
It's like, no.
Can you imagine if we saw that shit today?
And, like, if you think about it, too, like, and you think about the world and big business, and, like, I'm sorry, I always talk about, like, money, but this is a capitalistic country. Money changes everything here. Even though it's made up, it's built on capitalism. It's built on you building a business. It's built on you finding wealth to get influence. Like, that's how this country is built on. We're not communists. We're not socialists. So yes, that's what we're talking about. It would have forced black businesses to go global first. If they stuck to that motto, black people would be like one of the richest and most powerful people in America right now. Because, okay, cool, the white guy doesn't want to buy your lumber. Wait, what product? Well, you got to sell in China, and you got to sell to Europe, you got to sell to Spain, and they would have. So you would have built a global company.
Yeah. Doesn't that kind of come down to, like, education, though? Because at that time,
the
best, quote unquote, the best universities were white only.
But that's not real, though. Who makes that rule? Somebody made that rule up.
What do you mean?
Someone said the white school is better than the black school. Who determines that?
Fair. I mean, but that goes into, like, the education system. Like,
math is math, bro.
More than likely, the white professor...
Science is science.
Hang on.
I know.
So, as someone who's in college,
yeah,
some professors are better than others, right? And that's not due to their education. It's just, like, personality. Like, some people are just better teachers, right? And more than likely, I would say, like, retrospect, I would assume that the best professors were at the white colleges because, for one, they had more money, and for two, those people were well educated for longer, you know? Like, up until, like, well, I don't know, like the 40s or 50s, like, black people went to black colleges.
Yeah.
Right? And what that means is that, like, for the whole time before that, the only people getting that higher education were the white people. And so that means that the white people were at the white universities.
Yeah. Because
they were the best professors.
And
you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. And
I think that the idea of, like, well, why don't you just go to global markets is because they don't understand that. Like, conceptually, they just don't know that.
I think the issue is what you just explained. Mm-hmm. Why are we putting power in race? Just because it's been longer.
I'm not attributing it to race.
No, I am. I'm tired. I'm connected dots for you. Right? Just because it's been around longer doesn't mean it's better. New businesses disrupt old businesses the whole time.
Yeah. So, all right.
You're not less educated.
So here's my pushback.
No, wait. I'm not done yet.
Go ahead.
You're not less educated. You're just not as big. You don't have as much influence. Science is science. Math is math. The difference is the creative. The difference is in innovation. The difference is people who are down to change something in any field, not just business.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, black hospitals, like, you can still train black doctors. Like, your books weren't different. This is how you make a decision. You test on your own people. You do this and you build it. That's the only thing they did. Trial and error. That's how we progress as a race, like as a human race, as a people. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how we get better at doing things. First they made a stone wheel, now we're at a rubber wheel, right? Like, that's through integration. That's through try to make a better thing.
Yeah.
Just because something's been around longer, don't put power in color. And I think that was what is technically, yes. Is it wrong? Yes. But does it matter? No, because it's made up. Like, you only putting power and value in that because you want to get a fake trophy and a fake ribbon somewhere else, right? Like, you want, like, back then, I truly believe that black people believed that the white schools were better, which then made them better. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
Because, like, logic-based versus actual belief.
I think, like you said, logically.
Hold on. Is a Cadillac actually better than is a BMW actually better than a Cadillac, or we just believe it is? Is Apple actually better than Samsung, or we just believe it is? Like,
I think it's actually the reverse. Apple's worse, but we think it's better.
Right?
Like, actually.
So, like, we put value in things because of marketing and storytelling.
Yeah.
And, like, the story at the time was everything white was right. And I'm not against white people. I love it, right? But, like, I think people that look like me in the back, I would have been a person on the other side of it. Like, no. And I'm not like Black Panther, like, only black. I'm just saying, like, wait, we shouldn't fall for these stories that are not real because, like, how do we know? We can't get in.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that comes down to, like, for example, Obama. Like, growing up, he probably was told, I'm assuming if he wanted to be a president his whole life, I'm sure he was told, like, you can't be a president, like, you're a black kid, you know? But it's like, until someone does it, you don't know it's possible.
Well, again, too,
I think that's what, like, a lot of stuff comes down to.
Obama was like, the what I call tomorrow people, his mom was white and his dad was black.
Mm.
He's someone that comes from a diverse family background, in America, a world that we're getting to where it doesn't matter what race you are.
Yeah.
Right? Or even what culture you are.
Yes, that's true. So he probably didn't really get a lot of pushback.
No, and that's why I think he won, is because he stood for something that people deep down wanted to see.
Yeah.
So, like, in a funny way, in my opinion, it's just like, wait, like, again, I keep going back to logic versus belief, but also, like, real and what's not real. What's really real is that when Coca-Cola helped black ice makers to sell Coca-Cola, the black people thought that the white guys' ice was colder. Well, that's what you believe. Well, fuck, that's why we're here today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is McDonald's burgers better than... No. We believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we... And like...
It's funny that you talk about belief, because... So I was sitting in class today thinking about the idea... So I take this class, basically like communications class, where the whole thing's just debate. Like, that's all we do. And we kind of talked about the idea that we're getting pressure to go to college in order to be successful. And it's funny that you talk about what we're told. It's like, to me, I think a lot of the idea of you need to go to college to be successful, in my head, I'm assuming, this isn't like for anything, but I'm assuming that it's coming from those that are involved in the schooling system that put pressure on us to go to college because that pays their bills. And so more and more, because if we're being honest, like right now, you don't need a degree, because in 2 months on YouTube, you can learn more than you would probably learn in the classroom, right? Or 2 months on YouTube or the internet. You said
that 40 years ago? You sound like you're crazy.
Yeah, so it's funny because like I think we really did like this arc where probably like 10, 15 years ago, like if you really want to be successful, you really had to go to college. But now I think like it's almost going in reverse. Where like because information is so accessible at this point, like you really don't actually need to go to college.
And you get at a high level that only worked because people believed it did.
Yeah. Because people, like, literally, I'm sitting in class, and we're having conversations like, we're getting told that you need to go to college to be successful. And I just wanted to raise my hand and be like, that's not true. Like, it's free. This is free. You could set up a camera. Well, I mean, obviously, you got to buy equipment, but you can set up a camera and a mic and have a podcast and try to make a business out of it. You can start, like, consulting on the internet for free.
Listen, Mark Cuban had a funny quote that I'll never forget. He said, your school is building buildings. Leave that school.
You told me that a few times. Yeah.
He said it, and I was like, it hit me one day. I was like, wait, why is a college building skyscrapers? A college is supposed to be
and
what?
Expanding into cities too. Like you got Michigan State coming into Grand Rapids. Yeah. It's like, for what?
For what? Building a skyscraper in Grand Rapids.
Yeah. For what?
So that's where the $40,000 a year for every student is going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what you got to understand. It's a business. And they'll like bury it like we're not for profit.
Remember we talked about earlier about storytelling?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not for profit because your dean is making like $4 million, and your football coaches or your basketball coaches are making millions of dollars. That's why you're not for profit. But like, come on, you're not fooling anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's buildings going up all the time. You're constantly remodeling things.
And that's why
it's a business, yo.
So I tell you to get very, very careful and be very, very smart about what you spend your time thinking on, believing on, and what you decide to put your action onto.
Yeah.
Because like, let's say you believe in school and you love it, then go hard, be great at school, and support the system. If you're an anarchist and you don't love it, then you'll believe that. Like, and you do the difference.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, at the end of the day, it does not matter. As long as you're not hurting anybody. Right? And again, that changes through culture, through history. At a time, it was okay to throw a stone at somebody's head if you didn't like them. You can't do that right now.
Right.
Right?
You can't even send a bad tweet.
Come on now. Right? So, like, I like, from a very young age, I was like, wait a minute. Like, half this shit does not even matter, bro.
Yeah.
Like, half of this stuff does not even matter. And it's crazy because it really doesn't. And people really get mad, and people really lose lives, and people really destroy friendships and relationships over things that don't matter.
You know what's funny too? We don't talk about politics, but one thing I will say,
we're talking about politics the whole time.
We're talking about like
we should title this episode. We don't talk about politics.
I will. We're not really talking about politics. We're talking about like the idea of it.
Yeah, true.
But all right, so one thing I will say, you know, Trump is our president, and there's a lot of people that feel a type of way about that, right? I'm not going to comment on that, but I think it is funny that people don't like him, but give him so much of their energy, you know? It's like, if you truly hate this man, which is what it appears to be for most people, it's like, you're really spending your time tweeting all day long, making articles, and it's like, if you don't like him, don't talk about him.
Whether it's hate or
watch
love,
how much it goes away.
Listen, whether it's hate or love, attention is power, bro. Hitler built off hate.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
He's a very powerful and popular man.
Fair enough. A lot of people have their platforms right now because they hate Trump.
And it's whoever tells a story.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I heard things about guys like black people, right? He cared about Indians, like, who live in India, right? Like, not against that. I'm just saying, and he heard a lot of, like, there's always the other side of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, people fall into these traps and believe what they want to believe, and it's just like, wait a minute, like.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Like, moral of the story is, it doesn't fucking matter.
At the end of the day, he's president of the United States of America.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't matter because it doesn't really affect you at the end of the day. If you believe it does, it will.
Depending on your age.
If you believe it does, it will. Everything's based off that. If you believe money can change your life, you believe that, then it will. Because you believe it.
That's a very good point. You're going to hurt a lot of feelings with that comment.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I'm not saying money can't get you the things you want. But if you, right? Like, this thing of all the things that,
it's
like.
Funny. It's actually really funny you say that. I was watching Peaky Blinders today, right?
Yeah.
Best show of all time, by the way. For those who haven't seen it. And the main character was like talking about like his home situation. So this dude's like a millionaire at this point. Not a millionaire, but so this is like the 1930s. So like probably a millionaire by their standards. Like, they live in mansions and all that. And he's like, I have 3 gardeners and they're all happier than I am. Yeah. And I just thought that was like a very good line.
Yes,
you know what
bro.
I mean? Because, like,
happiness is really attainable.
Because this guy,
because you get to choose that. You're in control of that.
This main character's ambition is to be on top of the world.
Yeah.
Right? So most likely he'll never be happy until he reaches that point. And he's done so much bad to get the money he has, so he doesn't really feel good about it. But the gardener is just like clocking into work, checking on the plants, chilling, going home and enjoying the time with his family. Like, there's some beauty in that. And it's just funny that, like, exactly what you're saying about the money thing. It's like, if you make it a priority, it'll always be a priority for you.
Exactly. If you make it a thing for your happiness, it would also control you.
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, yo, I want to be successful in life, but I also want to be successful financially. But
there's a difference.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, and I may not feel successful all the time because in my businesses, not the money is not where I wanted to be. Right? The money is a byproduct. I look at money as a tool. Money buys this. Money can buy this. Money buys this. Money buys this. Money buys this. Mm-hmm. It's a tool. It's a means to an end. It doesn't, like.
It's like a hammer and a nail.
It doesn't define my worth.
Yeah, build something.
We say net worth, but doesn't, like, just because you have more money than somebody doesn't mean you're worth more than that. Because at the end of the day, if we're walking on the street together, like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and you and I have to walk on the same sidewalk every single day. Mm. Money doesn't buy you anything other than, like, okay, a Lamborghini versus a Toyota. Yeah. They told you it looks better. They told you why it's more expensive. They tell you why it's faster, and you pay for it. You have it. Now, I financially want to do well and be successful because there's things that I like that cost, quote unquote, in this time and era, a lot of money. but that doesn't dictate my happiness. Mm-hmm. I'm always like, I've never been the happiest I've ever been in my life, ever, until now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've been consistently happy and always make decisions on happiness and what I want to do and what I believe is right for me. And like, when you operate at that love and abundance and gratitude, life gets very, very simple, right? And the other day I tweeted like, I want 30 mil by 30 while I was doing like I was making fun of like a Drake quote. But people took it seriously. But it was just like, no, but seriously though, like, it's a fake number that doesn't mean anything. But at the same time, like, it'd be cool to do it and set that goal for myself. Not because it made me happy. Like, I'm already happy. That's why I think I can actually do it. Because I'm actually really happy. Yeah. Like, there's no house, there's no car, there's no chain that will make me happier than I am right now. Period. I don't put my value in things money can buy me. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a realization I've had to come to. Like, growing up, my ambition was always to have... growing up, I was like, 1 million by 25, I think is what I said. But it's like realistically, the goal is to be able to do what I want at 25. You know? Like, that's the real goal. To be able to wake up and have the day that I want. You remember when Mondo came on the show? Yeah. That's what he said. He's like, basically, I wake up and do what I want. And I was like, you know what? That's the ideal day for me. Mm-hmm. Like,
I want every single day of my life.
I don't want 1 million at 25 because like 1 million probably comes with like a business and I'm probably working 50 hours a week because that doesn't really draw me in. Yeah. But what draws me in is like, yo, you can wake up at whatever time you want, get a little workout in, play some basketball, read a little bit, do a little, like hour or two of work. Like that sounds like a good life to me. You know, that's what actually like motivates me. Yeah. That's a real objective. You know.
I actually,
you get what I'm saying?
No, I subscribe to that. I think that's right. Yeah. Like, be careful what you wish for, what you ask for. You probably are gonna get it. I don't think people really do the math. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And actually, it's funny that you say that. I keep saying that. Not everything's funny. One thing that you've told me was like, I think you said if you make 400,000, you're in the top 1%. Yeah. And that like put things into perspective.
Oh, GB was saying that.
Was that him?
Yeah.
That puts things into perspective to me because there's so much, especially nowadays, like this idea of 1 million. It's like that's like the pinnacle. Like you get 1 million, you made it. Yeah. It's like realistically, like, and even to think about now, like 200,000 a year is a lot of fucking money.
People who don't make real money don't understand how much it takes.
Think about this: $240,000 is $20,000 a month. It's a lot of money. I don't know what I would do with that.
It's a lot of money.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I woke up tomorrow and someone was like, "Here's $20,000 a month," yeah, I don't know, like.
And it's also subjective to what city you live in. And what,
yeah, of course.
Like in a city like Grand Rapids,
dude,
$240 a year, you basically make $600,000 anywhere else.
Yeah, for real.
There's nothing you can't buy. Everything's so cheap. Like
yeah, like the most expensive house you can get is like $3,000 a month. You know, or like $4,000 a month, maybe.
Maybe like, and you're paying $10,000 a month. You're basically living in a mansion that will like cost somebody $100,000 a month anywhere else.
You still got $10,000 left.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, and like once you start getting, this money game and financial thing is funny. Like you start seeing, like, to be honest, I believe after like $82,000 a year, there's nothing you can't afford.
If you're good with it.
Right? You no, seriously. I mean?
No, now, I agree with you, but you got to be good with it.
Well, be real. Like, it matters how you live your life. Yeah. Like, I don't think people realize how much money it actually takes to get things that they think they like or think they want. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And after 200, you're good. After 400, you're fucking set. After $1 million, like, you're doing really, really well. But it's all numbers that don't mean anything at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if it all crashed, like, now what? And that actually is another point where I talk about, like, I like to bring up about money. It's like, what happens if it all crashed? What happens if the banking system crashed and you can't touch that money? Yeah. Are you happy? Yeah. Or now are you stressed beyond belief?
People kill themselves over losing money.
Your entire pinnacle was money. And now that's gone.
It's gone.
Because you didn't do anything else. You didn't build a family.
It's sad.
You didn't read books. You know, you didn't pick up any hobbies. Like,
you understand.
You just wanted to work.
Money is made up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what like.
It's not real.
Banking system could crash.
You know how simple it would have been if cavemen decided goats were the most valuable thing?
Yeah.
Then it'll be like,
imagine
I have a billion goats.
Imagine a world where we never found like a monetary currency, and we just traded. Like literally in a parallel universe, we're still trading.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're not trading with money because this is really what that is.
It's a piece of thing.
This is me saying, hey, this cloth is worth that chain.
It was a smart move.
Which it's a trade. It's not like
exactly.
You know.
It was a smart move because like they needed something to help.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. I'm saying, but like in a parallel universe,
I get that. I'm saying I get that.
In order to get some jerk chicken, I got to give you some apples.
Yeah, like
that's real life. That's real life.
That's why I don't subscribe to all that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So people are like, why make money? Like, well, I'm an entrepreneur. I like financial stuff. There's things that for some reason cost a lot of money that I like.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't buy them. I didn't like them. Right? Like I've been into cars since I've been 3 years old. Since I was a young ass kid. I like going fast. A lot of fast cars cost a lot of money. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I probably live in a regular house. I don't really care about houses that much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really care about clothes that much. Like I can dress nice and but I can also wear. Right? Like I really don't like. I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So like everyone has.
It's good that you have that though, because there's a lot of people who like, I want money because I want the car. So the motivation is the same.
Yeah.
But they want the car because they want people to know they have the car.
Exactly. No one cares. No one cares because it's not their car.
If that's true, you literally will never get anywhere because that's not motivating enough.
It's not motivating. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's a fake. It sounds good.
You will never wake up driven if that's your motivation.
No, because it's
just not enough.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's not enough. And to be fair, like you want fast cars, that's also not enough. But I know that's not your only motivation.
No, yeah, that's. I think everyone's allowed to have a thing.
Yeah.
It could be purses. It could be shoes. Yeah. It could be houses. I think everyone's allowed a thing that you don't have to explain to nobody.
Yeah. For me, mine's vacations.
Okay, yours gonna be vacation
like
travel.
Trips.
Right, trips. Yeah. My thing's gonna be cars.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of dudes' things are things. Cars.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think everyone's allowed to have one or maybe 3 things that they love.
Yeah, of course.
They like, right? And for me, it's like, yo, listen, like, I didn't grow up like, there's a lot of cars that I want to have, that I want to drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's my thing.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But like for me, like you just said, to dictate my happiness, I'm like, what car I drive? Well, shit, bro. You know, Volkswagen.
J. Cole's got a song about that.
Right. You know, Volkswagen makes Lamborghini and Audi. It's the same. The Passat and the A4 is the same car.
Just wrapped up a little different.
Come on now. Let's be very careful what you put value on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I always tell people like, the Lamborghini Urus and the A8 or the whatever, the Q8 is the same car. One's 100, one's 200. Like let's not get caught up that this Urus is make me happy. No,
yeah, not. Yeah. Is J. Cole's got a song about that. He's got "Love Yours." You ever heard that song? It's off of Forest Hills Drive. You know.
Yeah.
So he's got a line that's like, "There's always gonna be some shoes that's fresher than the ones you got. Always gonna be a whip that's faster than the one you got," or something like that. Always gonna be a bitch that's better out there on the tours. You ain't never gonna be happy till you love yours.
Exactly.
It's like
love yours.
A lot of people need to hear that song and like deep it. Like you gotta understand what he's saying.
Understand that. But the craziest
that's coming
thing,
from somebody who actually has it.
Exactly. The craziest thing, bro, when you get to that point, everything's like happens for you, bro.
Look at J. Cole, bro. Like
everything happens.
My man doesn't even have a car.
Everything happens for you.
No chains. Nothing.
Everything happens. People don't get it. It happens for you.
Yeah. Well, I think.
You gotta understand when people.
Also on that same note, is once you realize that, then you don't attribute most of your money to that, because what people do is, like you said, 82,000 will run with that. Like 82,000 is a nice number, but it's not a nice number if once you get it, you buy a new car, right? And that's the problem. Because if you are financially literate, what you're gonna do with that 82 is probably reinvest it somehow and make it more.
You make 82.
But a lot of people do with that 82 is buy a new car, buy a new home, and all of a sudden you don't have any money to increase the 82. The only thing you know how to do is work more, and then that takes away from your happiness. And it's just this never-ending cycle of spending and sucking, spending and sucking.
Pause. Listen, you always want to live below your means.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you can afford it doesn't mean you need to have it. This is basic financial advice that I've learned the hard way. Like, I always try to put people on as like, yo, like 82s, or let's stick with 82 is a really good number. Doesn't mean you need, just because you can technically afford credit cards and the money you're grossing, you're going to afford a $250 to $400 lifestyle. You can on 82.
Yeah.
Right? The thing is that all your 82, you spend it out. Right? Mm-hmm. For me, it's like, make 82, live 30.
Yeah. 100%. There's this guy, Arian Foster. This is what I was
and you got to save your money, guys.
I was trying to remember this guy, Arian Foster. He has this thing where he goes, if I can't afford it 3 times over,
don't buy it.
I won't buy it.
Same.
So if I make $6,000 a month, my rent's not going to be $4,000.
Yeah, no.
Right?
It's like 500.
And that's, dude, like,
yeah.
if people applied that advice more, oh man, it'd be so much better off. Because that's real. Like, if you can't buy those J's 3 times over, dude, what? Like, you should not be buying them.
Make money, don't make money make you.
I like that.
He's doing a rat race that no one cares about. That no one cares about.
It's endless, yo. Literally, unless you become Jeff Bezos, you will never win the race. Ever.
Yeah.
Look at TK.
It's not, yeah.
You're not going to win the race, yo.
Really not.
Free TK. You ain't do nothing, yo.
The race. It doesn't even add up, bro. Like,
literally, like, you could spend your whole life chasing money, and you will never be the richest. And more than likely, you'll never be a top 1,000 or 5,000. You know what I mean? Like, it is literally pointless.
Yeah.
So, like, find what makes you happy. For me, what makes me happy is taking trips, playing video games, watching movies.
Exactly.
I like basketball.
Exactly.
So, like, why would I drift away from those things just for a little bit of money?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I genuinely like working, but at the same time, I genuinely like travel, right?
Yeah.
I genuinely like, and for me, it's like, call a spade a spade. I'm a little bougie. I like the finer things in life, right? Like, this past weekend, I took a couple bubble baths. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
As a grown man, I'm admitting that on a podcast right now. Like, there's things that I like.
Yeah.
And now I got old enough to like, yo, it's okay because everyone has their thing. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you make that a thing to like, right, then like you lose it.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of times, like, I always try to show people the difference. Like, yo, I share things because I want like people to experience it with me, not to stunt on you. A lot of people do the reverse, to stunt, to flex, to get a reaction out of you. Mm-hmm. I was sharing with you like, yo, if I can do it, you can do it too. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I'm sharing it because like, it was like, yo, this is actually crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of gems in like that 20-minute segment we just did.
I think there's a lot of gems.
End of the day, if you do it for the money, never be happy.
Never be happy because
that's all we got. Music? You been listening to any music?
No, I've been listening to Drake. That's it.
Really? Anything specifically?
A lot of Scorpion. A lot of Scorpion. And Brent Faiyaz. Those two.
Did he drop?
He dropped a song called Rehab.
Oh, okay.
If you ain't nasty, don't at me. He drops that. But he says it so much. He says it's so
Brent
fire.
Faiyaz is dope.
He's dope. So dope. That's it. I've been working.
Did you hear the new Travis Scott single?
Oh, I had to hear the highest room.
Hot.
He
Travis. Hope you're doing well, brother.
I feel bad for Big Sean.
Young King.
Yeah. Shout out to Kylie.
I hope. Yeah.
She had to do it.
Can you imagine living your life in the limelight like that? I think that is the worst curse a human can go through. Can you imagine?
Yeah, being fame comes
like
you
think about rumored that Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott split. And can you imagine like you go on social media or you open up your phone or whatever, and it's just like everyone talking about it, and you can't even live it you can't live that in private.
That's crazy.
Man, that should be awful. For me at least. I don't know if everyone's like that, but I would hate it personally. I would fucking hate it. Did you listen to Young M.A.'s album?
Yes.
I think that was like 2 weeks ago. That didn't come out this week, but Young M.A.'s dope.
Young M.A.
About time too. I think literally just like 3 weeks ago we were talking about how she needs to drop more music.
Yeah, and then she dropped the project.
And then she dropped it, which is good too.
Hard. You guys gotta take a listen.
She gotta remind y'all like we had these conversations about best female rapper, and people want to forget about Young M.A.
Yeah, she really in the conversation for real. Her and Tierra Whack and Rhapsody are my favorite.
I was gonna say Rhapsody. Rhapsody's got to be in there.
I'm three of my favorite.
You know what's funny?
They're my favorite rappers.
Rhapsody dropped, And
Fire Project.
That was the first.
She deserves a Grammy too.
That was the first Rhapsody project that I listened to. Like I had heard of her name.
She killed.
And then this literally last week, I guess, I was going through To Pimp a Butterfly again.
Yeah.
She's on that album.
Yeah.
I had no idea until I went back.
Yeah,
I was like, damn,
bro.
She's been out here for a while.
She had like dope ass verse on To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah. So I like completely forgot. I mean, not even forgot. Like I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, damn, she's been out here for a while.
For a minute.
Yeah.
Put some respect on her name, dude.
She cold.
And from like an artsy, actually really rappity rap.
Oh, she can rap.
No, this is some like I fuck with female rappers for real. Not because it sounds good, but like I really like their music. Like her and No Name on some really artsy. You know who No Name is?
I think
I've never heard her music. Yo, check her out.
Is it like one word? Is it No Name one word?
Yeah, bro. She's from Chicago, bro.
I think I've heard her shit. I think so.
She makes good, really good music.
Like artsy or whatever you were saying.
Play casket pretty. Deep. Pretty. I cried.
Song?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
She talked about like all her friends dying in Chicago by the summer and called like it's deep. But she makes it so like beautiful. They're like, why is this so good right now? And it makes me cry.
Okay.
I think we should rap.
Me and you?
Yeah.
Like right now? You want to rap?
No, I mean, drop the beat. I got whiskey. I mean, drop the beat.
I thought you were saying like, I was like, all right. I mean, all right. Like, play a beat. What's good?
It's good.
All right. Yo, next like 4 episodes, we got some real good guests coming on.
Really, bro. So excited.
Everybody tap in. Pay attention for the next few weeks. And then we've talked about it. I guess we might as well announce it now. Number 25 is going to be a drinking episode.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember me telling you that.
Yeah.
So we're going to probably get a little rowdy. I'm thinking we should maybe bring a guest on for that one, just for the fun.
I'm thinking GB.
Yeah, I was going to say someone that's fun to be around.
Let's go.
We'll see though. Yeah. All right. Episode 19. Peace.